This is Eva Star. Not even sure what I want to say, which is kind of unusual for me. However, I do know that what I want to say is important. And this is my message. It's about not having any regrets and about following your heart in life. Most of you have heard my dad passed away Sunday night, shortly after midnight. I had booked a flight at 6 a.m., which I ended up canceling because he'd already passed. I missed him by a few hours. I should have went when I wanted to go, but I didn't. I shouldn't have waited for a formal invitation, but you can't cry over spilt milk. So the lesson here is when you have a desire or an urge, or there's something that you feel compelled to do, you need to follow your heart. Because it's in here. It's your heart that's guiding you. It's coming from your soul. Now, fortunately, I did get to speak to him. He wasn't speaking. He didn't speak. He was in hospice for maybe 2 days, 3 days. He didn't speak at all. But I did, my stepmom called me and she put the phone by his ear. And she had told me he hadn't spoken the entire time. But I spoke very loud, as I always do. I told him, Dad, this is Ed. He always called me Ed. He had 5 girls, not a boy. He wanted a boy, so I was his boy, number 1 daughter, because I was the oldest. Anyway, my nickname was Ed my whole life with him, right up until his dying day. So I said, Dad, this is Ed. I love you. This is Ed. This is your number 1 daughter. This is Ed. I love you. I want you to know I love you. And if you can hear me, squeeze Sally's hand. It's my stepmom. He squeezed her hand. She started crying. I started crying. That was the first movement of anything in the last couple days. He heard me. I'm very grateful for that. He heard me. I know he heard me. I wish I would have been down there, but I wasn't. So other than that, I don't have any regrets. I should always follow my heart and my desire. So, and life is very fleeting. I mean, this was not a sudden thing with him. We'd known about it for a while. But it's just a reminder that the people in your life, tell them how much you care. Tell them you love them. Don't take them for granted. Send cards. Do snail mail. Talk on the telephone. See them in person. Give them a hug. Who cares about COVID? Give them a frickin' hug. Tell them you love them. Tell them how much you care. When it's time for you to hit the pearly gates, my wish for you is to die with no regrets. No regrets. That's it. This is Eva Star saying, mwah, I love you.